Hey everybody, Sean Johnson, Nerd Dad Extraordinaire here, coming at you with another video. Well, I had another video recorded um, talking about this, but when I went and edited it and then made the draft of it and all that stuff, the latency was so bad that I just did not feel comfortable uploading that at all. So I'm not sure if it's like a setting issue or what the problem is. This webcam that I bought's was like $100 and it's supposed to be really good, and so far has been shabby at best. The quality is not even that much better than the WGU webcam that you get from WGU. Anyway, I'm coming at you with the end of auditing. Woohoo! I did it! I'm at the end. I'm done. I'm excited that I'm finally here. When it's like a long journey and you feel like, man, I'm finally at the end, it feels good. That's where I'm at. It feels pretty dang good. So let me tell you what I did, and we'll go from there. So from all around the I don't know, my Facebook group, YouTube comments, just kind of like all over the groups that I'm a part of, everybody recommended, hey, go through the Ed Spira auditing videos from top to bottom. And I did. I went through every single one of them, but there was only one issue. When I went back and studied them and then took the PA, my score was not quite where I wanted it to be. I wasn't super comfortable with the score that I got. It was like above competent, but only by like a little tiny bit. And I'm like, I prefer to see it like halfway between 100% and competent. Oh, I should mention that I took the test on Saturday this last week, so that was the 11th, and I passed it. Today is June 15th, so there has been a little bit of time since then. Like I said, had that issue with the video that I made originally. Anyway, getting back into it. So then I started studying off of the PA, and I was just like, man, there's just some concepts in here that I'm having a hard time grasping. I think if I read it in context of the textbook, I would do a lot better. So I did. I decided, what, I'm going to restart and I'm going to do this with a fresh approach, and I'm going to read the textbook. Well, it was taking me literally a week per section. I was like not in a good head place. We're in fiscal year end at work, and it's just like really crazy. And I was like, I need to get this class done. Like, I do not have the time. So after about 2 weeks of trying my new, I guess my new way of doing it, I guess it might have been closer to 3 weeks. I decided, you know what? I'm going to take the OA. Worst case scenario is I fail and I have to do a retake plan. That's not the worst thing that could happen to you, especially if you have 4 retakes. So my wife went off and had lunch with some friends, and she let me stay home. And I was like, hey, I'm going to do some school. She's like, okay. And so I scheduled the OA, studied off of what I had, and just kind of went over the questions of the PA again. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try it and see what happens. Lo and behold, I passed, and with a better score than what was on the PA. So it was kind of a high risk, high reward type thing because, with passing this class came finishing the program, and then will come my raise that I was promised as a contingency with taking the controller position. So very high risk, but very high reward, and it ended up paying off pretty well. My recommendation to you would be to actually go through the book, because I didn't feel like the Ed Spira videos covered everything and covered everything in depth the way I would have liked it. If you've worked in an accounting department or if you've worked in auditing, you might have a pretty solid grasp of the information. I've been through 4 audits at my current work, my current job, and that's it's pretty simple. But there are some more in-depth things as to like what an integrated audit is, and like there's a lot of kind of industry jargon that they kind of throw around that you got to know. And that was my struggle. Like from my perspective, from the client perspective, it's like the auditors would come in, do the audit, tell us things that we need to like prove or provide, and then they would do an audit report, and then they'd meet with our audit committee, um, and then present their findings, and that's it. And if we had findings, they would want us to fix them, and if they didn't have findings, we wouldn't do anything. That's all I knew really, but I mean that's basically all there is to know. But on the test, they're looking for really specific wording of things, and yeah, that's basically it. But with that, woo! I'm done. This has been such a super long journey. 2 years to be exact. If you remember in my earlier videos, I said that my stretch goal would be to do it in 1 year, so 2 terms. And then I was thinking, oh man, I came really close on that second term. Like, I think I could knock out the rest of my courses on a third term and be done in February. That did not happen. But my regular goal was to do it in 2 years, so here we are. I met my regular goal. Um, and that's it. I mean, I'm going to take a break for a while. I have a goal at work to sit for the first part of the CMA exam. Like it's one of my incentive goals for the year. So I'm going to take some time off, maybe a month or two, and then I'm going to jump in to studying for the CMA. And I'm probably going to post a video series about that and like my studies and like my selection process of like how I picked my review course and like all that stuff. So if you're interested in that, be looking out for that. And then I think my next step after getting my CMA is I want to get my MBA because based on my career trajectory, getting an MBA kind of makes more sense than getting a master's in accounting. Um, but I mean, we'll see. Time will tell. My end goal, just as kind of like a pipe dream, it might not even happen. It's just me talking out loud. Is I eventually want to get a doctorate degree, um, probably a DBA instead of a PhD, just because I'm not really into research. But I don't know. It depends on where I'm at in 5, 10 years if I really want to do that. I think I'm gonna take my channel kind of into a like accounting specific channel. I don't know if you've seen the financial controller, his videos, but not really quite as in depth as that. I think it's going to be more of like generalized career advice, or maybe just like my journey and just talking about the things I'm working on next and all that stuff. I mean, kind of the sky's the limit. I created these videos, the WGU Bachelors of Accounting videos, because there just wasn't a resource for people who were going through the same program as me. There were people who started and they would do like 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 videos and then they would just stop and then you wouldn't hear anything from them at all. And that was always kind of discouraging because it was like I need to know what's going on. But I kept my end of the bargain and I did every single class, every single video that I had to take. Of course, there were classes I didn't have to take because of transfer credit and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, I have my graduation call with my program mentor tomorrow at noon. So hopefully that goes through pretty quick. Um, Again, I think I talked about this in my last video for Intermediate Accounting 3, but I am planning on walking at graduation. I'm going to go to the Salt Lake City commencement. So if you happen to be there that day, look for my big shiny bald head. I tend to keep my head shaved now just because I'm going bald like all respectable men do, or, just am genetically unlucky. And if you see me, like, let's meet up, let's talk. I'd love to hear like how my videos have helped you, if they've helped you, or just kind of shoot the breeze about what we do in accounting and what our career goals are, and like just stuff like that. I like talking about stuff like that. So August 8th at the Salt Lake City commencement, I will be there. Look for me. I'm like 6'2", so it's kind of hard to miss me. I'll have 2 little kids with me and my wife. So if you guys have kind of seen my kids from earlier videos, they're much bigger now. I don't think they've been featured in a video for over a year. So that'd be kind of fun. That's all I have for you, friends. I just appreciate you guys being with me through this journey. It's been super exciting and fun, and I very much loved the program. There were highs and lows, and I got burnt out towards the end and stressed, but I wouldn't trade it for the world. WGU has done more for me than my 2 year degree from ISU ever did. That's not necessarily true. Maybe I should give ISU a little more credit because that 2 year degree really did get me onto my path that led me here. So, but I do feel like WGU is built for career professionals. So if you're already working in the field and you want to just level up your education, I do recommend the WGU accounting program. Maybe I'll kind of do a like review video, like a tie the knot type video where I review the program, but otherwise I would recommend it. Okay, I'm getting a little rambly here, but this Nerd Dad Extraordinaire is out of here. We'll talk to you next time. As always, if you need anything, you can message me. My LinkedIn profile will be linked down in the description below, so if you want to connect, go ahead and send me a connect. But please let me know that you are from YouTube, not a salesperson, because ever since I became controller, I get tons of salespeople trying to add me all the time, and I don't want to add salespeople. But I want to know if it's you, so please let me know that you're from my YouTube videos, and I'll be glad to add you. This Nerd Dad Extraordinaire is out of here, and we will talk to you next.